YouTube, what's the deal? It's your boy TVB coming at y'all with another video once again. And today we're gonna be talking about the entry cost of getting into motorcycles when it comes to buying the gear that you need. And that just means like your overall protection for you. Man, and I swear everybody wants to learn how to ride motorcycles, but do y'all know how much this shit costs? Like this shit will wipe out paychecks, man, just so you can be protected, just in case you fall. It's gonna happen down the line once or twice, but just in case you fall, you're gonna be protected and you live to ride another day. So with this video, it's all gonna be relative to how much exactly you wanna spend, because everybody's entry amount is gonna be completely different, because everybody's not gonna get the same quality gear. But I'll just give you guys like just around where you guys should be paying. So let's get into it. All right, so starting off with gloves. I'm gonna just show y'all how much of a bad example I am with the videos that I'll be posting on here. So I'm gonna show y'all the glove that I'll be riding in. So these gloves right here, or these type of gloves, usually I'm either in Fast House or like some Alpinestars dirt bike glove. But I got these from Harbor Freight because they was all black. These things are legit like $10. But when I tell you they are, don't wear them. Because literally if you fall, man, your hands is gone. You gonna have to go find yourself a new identity, because your fingerprints is gonna be out of there. Like they ain't gonna be there no more. Because once these hit the ground, they shredding up. Like no cap, they shredded to shred. So I definitely would not recommend these gloves. Although I ride in them because they feel better, but I just accept the risk that my fucking hands is gone if I ever go down. Yeah, so with that being said, leave the dirt bike gloves for the dirt. Or if you're riding a dirt bike, because it ain't gonna go that fast. But if you plan on doing upper 100 miles an hour range, don't wear these things because they just shredding up as soon as they hit the ground. But what you can do is grab you some leather gloves. I'm not saying that you gotta grab Alpinestars, but I do wear Alpinestars because all my gear is Alpinestars. Legit, everything I have is Alpinestars. So this is what I would recommend. For me, these are the SP8 Alpinestars gloves. They're around like $110. These are the old version actually, probably like a few years old. As you can see, they all beat up and stuff. But they're around $110, $120. But these things, I'm telling you, if you ever fell, they are not coming apart. Your hands will be intact inside these mugs. Like if you breaking fingers, your fingers falling off, these gloves ain't coming off, and your fingers is gonna be broken inside these gloves. Like these things are to remain intact. And they're fully leather with a few exceptions where they have cloth. But man, these gloves are meant for the slide, dressed for the slide, ain't that what they say? But these things, and they come with these protective knuckles. With being on motorcycles, you know, sometimes you might have to just, if you know, hit something, and you need to protect your hands. So they do come with these knuckles on here. I don't know what kind of compound they are, but they're definitely a compound that'll break some stuff. I would ride with these protective leather gloves because I do have a variety of gloves that I have that I should be riding with, but man, I do a lot of like clutch popping and stuff, and like when I launch from lights or just riding the bike, it just feels so much better with the clutch in my hand in these gloves compared to these leather gloves. So yeah, that's it. It's legit just an excuse, but I wouldn't recommend rocking around with these mesh gloves because they will shred. So get you some protective gloves. You could be looking to spend anywhere from, I'm gonna say, around like $60 up in the $150 range, because these were $140. I'm not sure what's so special about them, but hey, it is what it is. All right, so next, it's gonna have to be jackets, man. These things can be pretty costly. So we're gonna go over this one first. This is just your typical mesh jacket, Alpinestars as well, just like the rest of my other gear. And it's literally a mesh jacket, more for the summer and things like that, because in the winter, I mean, air just shoots right through this thing, so it probably wouldn't be the best for then, but it's definitely protected. You got your pad, you got your shoulder pad, you got your back pads, you got your elbow pads, and just protective textile jacket. Yeah, and I'm not a big advocate for gear. Like I've been down, I got some road rash, and actually some crazy road rash on me. But I recommend everybody to wear their gear, but if you're not gonna wear gear, man, at least put some gloves on. Like, at least you can do is protect your hands and wear a helmet. But, cause I know this shit can be expensive and not everybody has the money to spend it on it. So instead, if you don't, at least buy some gloves, man. Wear minimal protection. At least you're wearing a helmet, please. And you should be good. So next, it's gonna have to be jackets, man. These things can be pretty costly. So we're gonna go over this one first. This is just your typical mesh jacket, Alpinestar as well, just like the rest of my other gear. And it's literally a mesh jacket, more for the summer and things like that, because in the winter, I mean, air just shoots right through this thing, so it probably wouldn't be the best for then, but it's definitely protected. You got your pad, you got your shoulder pad, you got your back pads, you got your elbow pads, and just protective textile jacket. And unlike leather, unfortunately, with the mesh jacket, they will shred up as you tend to keep sliding down on them. So when you go down, prepare to have to replace this anytime you go down, because it will be shredded up. The moment you hit some road and it start ratcheting up, this thing is just gonna shred. It's definitely more protective than regular clothes, but it probably won't withstand too many crashes as compared to a leather jacket, because those, man, they can take a beating. All right, so now we can get into the real deal jacket. This is my baby. I just got it. Brand new leather jacket. Still got the new smell on it. I only had it, rolled in it once just to break it in a little bit. But it's a new leather Alpinestar jacket. Basically, the best of the best when you're not wearing a suit, basically. Because if you fall in this thing, it has a high tendency of not shredding up because it's not too many soft materials on here. So the leather is not gonna rip 9 times out of 10, and it'll just slide across the road. Yeah, it will be scraped up, but it will preserve your arms and shit much more better than a textile jacket. And just like the textile jacket or any protective jacket, hopefully, comes with the back padding, comes with the elbow padding, shoulder padding, and yeah, that's about it. Definitely I would recommend wearing this in the summer, as it will protect you a lot more than a textile jacket. But these can be a little spicy in the summer, and you will feel the sticking sensation when it comes to wearing some leather. Cause man, I rode it for a day, and I was piping up. Like, this is my newest jacket, and it fits the best at the moment because I did lose a lot of weight. So my last jacket didn't fit quite great, but this one, it should fit nice and tight, and it's hot as hell in here. I can't even lie. Like I said, I went for a ride, only about 50 miles, rode in it, 100 miles, 50 miles there, 50 miles back. But I rode in this and was piping hot the whole way. It does have some decent ventilation, but it's not gonna be as ventilated as a textile jacket, but this will protect you significantly more. And with that being said, well, like all gear, it's different in cost as you start upgrading. The textile jacket compared to this leather jacket is probably like a $300 difference. You can find a textile jacket for about $300. When it comes to a leather jacket like this, you probably won't be spending anything under $500 to $600 if you go Alpinestar brand. But I'm sure there's many other brands out there that have leather jackets that'll be in the $300, $200, maybe even $200 range. So anywhere from there. But this is a $600 jacket, and it does what it does. And you don't have to get Alpinestar. I'm just bougie at this point, and I want all my gear to match, so I get Alpinestar, but you don't have to. Next, there's gonna have to be some boots. I know everybody doesn't have the privilege of having a job where you have to wear protective boots on a daily basis, so you might have a tendency of riding in tennis shoes. But I promise you, you might want to get you some boots, because when I say these things will save your leg and your ankle, it will literally save your leg and your ankle. Because anybody who rides know we be dodging all type of debris. And with that being said, having your leg exposed, this thing can get chopped right off if you don't have the proper amount of protective gear on, meaning you have boots or some kind of protective shoe that you're wearing. But these boots would be anywhere from around, these are quite expensive, but they was $400, but I've had other boots in the past that I fell in, which were around like $100, $150, all up in that range, from like $100 to $500. And they all do the job very well, but now I just wanted some bougie boots, as I am a lot more aggressive when it comes to riding like canyons and shit. So I'll wear strictly race boots if I am planning on going to push the bike till it's living. I know you shouldn't be pushing the bike that much in a canyon, but if I am pushing it, want to be protected. So I got me some race boots, and yeah, it's just a step up from where I was. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad if you actually think about it, because these things will last years and years and years, and it's going to do a wonderful job protecting your feet and legs. So hell yeah, get you some boots. And if it's one thing that I tell everybody not to cheap out on, it's gonna have to be this, man. Like, literally, your lid is everything, man. Like, it literally is the only thing really protecting your brain. And yeah, facts. So without this, you probably gonna be fucked up. I know in some states around the world you can ride without helmets, but I really choose not to, because I do a lot of high-speed riding, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. If I do ever go down again, I'd rather have a very expensive lid on that's gonna be up to that standard of doing what it's supposed to do, and that's making sure that my head is protected as I am falling. Because I've heard some horror stories of helmets cracking and everything. So if it's one thing I recommend you not to cheap out on, it's the helmet. And when I say cheap out on, I don't mean you have to buy a $1,000 helmet, because this is a $1,000 helmet. But just make sure you do your research on the kind of helmet that you're buying. Make sure it's DOT and SNEL certified, I believe. With helmets, they make plenty of different stages of helmets, and they're all very protective when it comes to getting up in that range. So I would say anywhere from like $400 and up, you could find you a decent helmet, and you won't have any of those guesses or doubts in your brain that your helmet is not the helmet fit for falling if you ever do fall. So definitely don't cheap out on your helmet. If that's one thing that you're gonna buy that fucking helmet. So with the total entry cost of gear, so I'm gonna be putting your helmet, your gloves, your boots, and your jacket. I'm gonna have to take a wild guess, and I'm gonna say around like $800. And you can get some quality gear. I don't mean cheaping out on gear. I mean getting some quality gear. You don't have to get the most expensive gear, but you can get some quality gear for around $800. And just when it comes to buying gear, man, that's just one thing you don't want to cheap out on, because it is the only thing protecting us. We do not have a shell around us when it comes to riding and operating motorcycles. So if it's one thing I'm gonna say, spend that money on, it's gonna be that gear. Before your mods and everything, man, buy some gear. Get comfortable with your bike. But with that being said, that's gonna conclude today's video on the cost of gear. I'm gonna say it's around $800, and that'll be all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're new, leave a comment down below. Let me know what y'all wanna see. And with that being said, peace. We'll catch y'all in the next video.